Hello, tribe, and welcome to this week's episode of It's a Sure Thing, the conscious community collective platform where we have special guests on each week to showcase people and businesses that are making a difference in the world. And I would like to say happy birthday to It's a Sure Thing, because it's a year today that we launched this show. So we have spoken with many people, and tonight is no exception. We've got an amazing guest coming on the show. So if you haven't already invited and let your friends know about it, please do. Please spread the word and let them know to join us live. And if they can't join us live tonight, then you can watch the replay and see it on our blog page as well. So thank you, Adair. Happy birthday to us. Yes, thank you for pushing me and encouraging me to do this show. So it has been lots of fun. And I know tonight is going to be an exceptional evening because we've got an amazing woman who is very well known in South Australia, who probably was one of the first ladies to really start the metaphysical movement here in South Australia. And that amazing lady who has got such a wealth of knowledge about crystals, about energies and realms, and so many other different things that she's trained in over the years. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Remi Waters from Carpe Diem with Remi Crystal Store. How are you, Remi?
Thank you, Sue. I'm fantastic, and it's lovely to be sharing with you.
Well, thank you. I know that it has. It's been an interesting time when I asked you to join us on the show, and you've learned extremely quickly and taken the reins straight away. And yeah, fantastic that you're doing this. I know it will be the start of something more for you in the future as well.
Taken me a long time, Sue, to get with the program.
Yeah, no, well, I think it's been less than a week, and you're there, and you're here. So, so let's start at the beginning, Remi, because 1973 was when you started your spiritual awakening, if you like. So, can you share with us, and then we'll head back to childhood as well, but let's start at 1973 and what happened when you had that aha moment.
I was seeing a little advert in the local messenger, no more local papers nowadays, and it said, are you a visionary, a feeler, an intuitive, or a prophetic? And I thought, what are they? Thought I need to go to this meeting, and I went along, and there were two American ladies, and it was the Inner Peace Movement. And they invited us to join a 6-week course where we would find our gifts. And I joined that course. And do you know, I loved my childhood and I loved my teenagerhood, but I really got lost in those years after my teenagehood, getting married, having a child. And I walked into that room and sat down, and those ladies started to talk. And, you know, I'd come home.
Yeah, that feeling is so nice. We kind of lose our identities a bit when we get married, don't we? And then we have children and we lose a little bit more, and then eventually we get to a later stage in life and just go, who am I?
Yeah, where am I?
Where am I? Where am I? Oh, well, we've got some people joining us. We've got Christine Sinclair. Hello, lovely ladies.
Oh, hello.
We've got Ange Pange Vec. Woohoo. Hello, Remi.
Hello.
And then good evening, ladies. Now I've got a question already, and we haven't even really started. So Adair, fantastic at always bringing up questions for us. How did you come up with the name Carpe Diem?
Oh, that's a good one. I had 3 months in Dubai with Mel and Paul when they lived there after I sold Crystal Wave, and it was about 9 months after, and I was lost. And my son-in-law, Paul, said to me, Rem, you need to get yourself a little shop, mate. You're dying, and I've already seen my dad die, and I can't see you die as well. So I sat with Mel in a little coffee lounge downstairs from their apartment. We were just sitting there having coffee, and I said, Carpe Diem, seize the day. I'm going to do it. And that was it.
I
mean,
love that. I love
yeah,
that. Fantastic. And you've had Carpe Diem for, you're in
11
the 11,
years.
11
years.
years.
Yeah,
How auspicious is
yeah,
that?
mm,
So let's backtrack, because before that, you were the custodian of Crystal Wave. Like,
yeah,
everyone's heard of Crystal Wave. Everyone's probably heard of Carpe Diem in South Australia, but this is a global platform.
yeah.
So you were the custodian, and Crystal Wave, you created quite a bit of magic there too, because you had a bit of a community lounge going on there, didn't you, right at the
Yeah,
beginning?
we had a big community. It was an amazing thing. I woke up one morning in June of '92, and a voice, occasionally get a voice that said, "Go and buy the Crystal Wave." And I said, "What with? I haven't actually got any money." And it said, "Don't worry, the money will be there." And anyway, I had a bit of a laugh, went back to sleep, and I woke up, and my half sister became the financier of the shop, and we went and asked Marina's Koenig, who had it for sale, "We would love to become the custodians of Crystal Wave. How would you feel about us taking it over?" And he said, "It's yours. You're the first people that have come and said you'd like to be the custodians. Everybody else comes and goes, 'How much do you want for your business, mate? In your dreams.'" And that's how we took the business over. And so we had the shop for a couple of years. And, you know, the day we took over that shop, people just came in the door. It was the most amazing thing. A year or two later, we opened a coffee lounge and a garden out the back. And then across the road, I opened a centre and 3 consulting rooms behind the shop. And we had a few really boom years until I listened to outside advice from an accountant, and the old boom went to bust, and I shut everything down except the shop.
Wow, that would
Yeah,
have been a
it
difficult
was very
decision.
hard. It was very, very tough time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you've got quite a few popular. You've got a few fans around listening tonight. So
Yeah,
Ange has said we had a wonderful community there.
yeah,
And Adair loves the story, and she said, "Seize the day." That's her motto too. And the good news is that you're back, like, in full swing. And not only are you back after 11 years of running your beautiful shop, but also after the whole C word that's been happening,
mm-hmm.
you've now got the Healing Haven upstairs, which
Yeah.
is absolutely buzzing. So can you share a little bit more about what's going on there, please?
Yeah, well, we closed it down 2 years ago, and it did hardly anything in that time. It was pretty flat in energy. And then my friend Steve Perugia came along, and he revamped the shop with me and our office, and built me a garden out the back, and we revamped upstairs. And the idea actually was for me to live up here.
Oh,
Oh dear! So I'm getting all ready, and then I thought, oh, the space became so beautiful. I thought, I can't live up here. I've got to share it with everybody. And it actually just happened in a couple of weeks after we'd finished it. Literally the next week, Siona, our herbalist, contacted me, and you've contacted me, and Kylie's contacted me, and Rachel was already here. It's just been the most amazing manifestation, the fastest manifestation that I've ever seen in my life.
well, yeah. I know that we've spoken about our energy, and we're both pretty similar with the whirlwind type
Yep.
archetype energy. And boy, have we just got stuck in and done quite a bit, just moving in stuff and changing things around. And I love that you're able to really embrace that. And yeah, seize the day is without a doubt the most perfect saying for you.
Yeah.
And you are a lighthouse for South Australia. It's this beautiful beacon, and you can actually see the lighthouse in Port Adelaide from your shop as well. And I know that we have talked about this before, that it has always been that beacon of light for people, and you offer a safe, sacred space for people to come home to.
Yeah, it is a safe haven. That's why we called it the haven. Now, you call it the heavenly haven, but I hope I'm not going to ascend to heaven quite just yet. I've got a little bit more I want to do. But, I also like to say we're cooking up a storm because we've got Deb, our aromatherapist, and she is the most amazing cook. So we've got actually cooking as well.
Yes. And you've got workshops, you've got training courses, you've got a past life regression therapy course coming up.
Yeah.
With Vimla, and you've got Reiki with Rachel, and
hypnotherapy with Victoria.
And what are you doing there, Remi? Because you're getting a few things happening, aren't you?
At the moment, I'm doing monthly meditation, but now everybody's saying, could we do it weekly? Well, I don't know about that, but anyway, I just let it unveil. But when I was at Crystal Wave in my years there, I think I notched up 4,000 tarot readings. It's possible I'll get back into some reading, and I have got a long list of people who are actually waiting for me to do that. But I've been so busy trying to get this business off the ground and functional in the way Mel and I want it to roll. That it just has not been the time. But while we were waiting after work tonight, Mel said to me, "I think, Rem, that your minute has come. Your moment is here."
Well, I tend to agree, and you've got such a great team of people around you, and the moment people walk into that space, you can feel the energy, the crystals, and all the things you've got in the shop. It's just a beautiful shop
it's a powerhouse, isn't it?
It is a powerhouse. So so let's just talk a little bit about the crystals, because I was reading your bio before, and you started off at Carpe Diem, and you didn't have all the things that you used to have, and then gradually I'll let you share the story.
Why would I sell a shop to open another crystal shop? That's my question to myself. I wouldn't. I felt like my time in the metaphysical world was over, and I wanted to do something totally different. And I know retail, so I thought, we'll open a homeware store and sell lovely spiritual prints and furniture and tablecloths and placemats and yada yada. So I filled the shop up with all these lovely things, and I had my 2 cats, Chance and Blaze, and we had an old antique bed for sale full of cushions, so everybody would bang on the window and come in to see the cats, but they never actually came past the till. So people would say, "You're the crystal queen. Where's the crystals? Where's the CDs? Where's the books? Where's the oils?" And they weren't even interested in what I had. Some beautiful stock in that shop, and half of it is upstairs in our haven now. All our screens and furniture. It's taken residence up here, so it didn't go to waste. But so I gradually got in some crystals, and then it's grown and grown and grown and grown, and now it's the shelves are groaning with stock. It's just so full. I've invested every cent that I've got into this business in the last 11 years. And it's been the most rewarding thing, because it's just is. It's just that beautiful beacon, and it's arrived, and now it's got a new ascension that's transcending with our work up here, which is going to impact how downstairs works as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to where you're actually from, because you're from Stansbury, and your parents used to own
the fish and chip shop.
And you used to work there as a child.
10 years old, and the bullets were 8 a penny. And I loved fresh bullets.
Did you eat all the profits?
Yeah, I think so. My poor parents, that we used to get some amazing sweets in, and they'd go, "Gee, that's been a really good seller," and I'd never ever said anything. But yeah, it was wonderful sellers in my pocket.
Oh dear, that's great. I've just noticed Pam Dunn has put a message on here. "Hi, Remi and Sue. I've worked with Remi for 3 years now and love her dearly. Looking forward to my session with you, Sue, as well." Oh, Pam, of course.
Hello, Pam.
Tuesday.
Hello.
Pam. And Helen Dunn has said hello.
Hello,
ladies.
Helen.
And Ness Onyx.
Hello, Nessa.
And then Melanie Monday. Do you know Melanie?
Yes.
Yeah, Hi,
Hello,
Melanie. Yeah.
girl. Yeah.
Hi, Melanie. Good to see you here. So it's great that everybody's joining in tonight
It's beautiful.
to celebrate you.
Yeah.
Actually, this is what this is about
Yeah,
tonight.
it's a
Celebrating
real
you.
honour.
Well, you've provided a beautiful space for people, and I just hope that as a result of tonight, everyone will spread the word and they will come and support you more and more. And it's so needed more than any time right now. It is so needed. So yeah, very grateful.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sue Bennett. I remember buying my first crystal from you
That's
back
a
in
long time ago.
92. Back in
Yeah,
92.
92. Yeah, a
Oh,
long time ago.
and she's saying, looking forward to booking a reading with you. So, yep, sounds like
I shouldn't have said that, should I?
yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. And Eleanor, looking
Hello,
as
Eleanor.
beautiful.
Hello.
Yeah, looking as beautiful as always.
Hello, love. I can't get the smile off my face to connect with everybody. It's just overwhelming.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You've made a difference, and that's what this show is about. And the tribe and the community. And I know again we've talked again about finding your tribe. And I think more so than ever now, people are looking to find places where they belong, and we're all actually arriving. So
true.
what was it you said to me about finding your tribe?
Oh, I can't remember, but what resonates with me is until I moved into the spiritual world, I'd never found my tribe. And here at Carpe Diem, the tribe now is just growing and growing, and we have to find our tribe. If we want that sense of belonging, we have to find where we're accepted and loved for who and what we are.
Definitely. Thank you. So we've got Jessie. Oh, hello,
Hello, Jessie. We
Jessie.
needed you. Where were you a half an hour ago?
Glad to see you got it running. Pleasure working with you. Denise Nolan, you are a true legend, Remi.
Thank you, darling.
And looking forward to another someday. Yeah, loads of. I have just moved back to the area, so we'll come in and say hello. Definitely, Melanie. Yeah, Melanie, please do that. Please do that.
That's your friend.
Yeah. Yes, that is somebody that I know. So rebirthing was something that you started doing back in the 70s, as well as many other things for your mental health and personal growth. So
80s.
Sorry.
80s.
80s. How did rebirthing, what did that do for you, and
I remember reading in the TS bookshop a little brochure, and it was Learn Rebirthing, Transform Your Life, Clear All Your Past Patterns with Diane McCann, and I'd never heard of Diane. So I went along to the preview, and it was one of the biggest moments of my life. I'd moved to Adelaide from Port Pirie and a few years before, and it was like stepping on a path. And my friend Claire, my best friend, she was the assistant that night, so we've been friends since 1985, and Diane I hold in my heart. And I did that training, and I was a rebirther for several years and did lots of meditation classes and relationship work, all sorts of things. And they were wonderful years. And you know how you look back on your life and you reflect. When I got that message to buy the crystal wave, it took me down a practical path. And I've had all these years on that path, but sometimes I wonder what the path would have been if I'd stayed on the purely metaphysical being of service path, not through retail, through an open door of a shop, but actually through my own work. And I'll never know the answer to that.
Well, I think you're doing that now, aren't you?
Yeah, but my inner work, I'm out the back buying stop, tippy, tap, tap in the computer. I've lost contact with so many of my precious friends who my face was always at the counter. When in the first 6 or 7 years, I was everything. I was on the counter. I was the photographer for Mel's 3 Mad Fish website. I was the bill payer out the front. So everybody saw me, and now I do everything out the back. Mel's taken over, and it's lovely, but she's had her sickness in the last months. So our faces have been a little bit lost. But you know, I just feel like we're rebirthing and we're coming back right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some wonderful new and exciting things going to be happening in the future too, where people can connect more and know you more. And so just watch this space.
And I want to be part of them.
Absolutely, you have to be part of them. You're part of everything because you're omnipresent anyway. So I did have a question from Adair. She said, what is rebirthing? Which is a good question because not everyone knows what that is.
Rebirthing is breath work. So you have a client and they lie down and you get them doing a circular breathing and they breathe. And in that breathing, you move into a space where things can start to come up and shift and release, and you're working with the energetics of that person. And it really is release work. In the 80s when I learned, it was very cathartic, and in the 80s we'd be sued now if what we did then we were doing now, because life has changed so much. I'll have to tell you about it one day. It was a very ratty time. But yeah, rebirthing, sometimes you go back to your birth, sometimes you go back to past lives, but it's a way of learning to love you.
Beautiful, and held in nurturing and sacred space to be able to do that. So yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, beautiful.
And Diane was a wonderful teacher. She's the best, mate.
She is for sure. And if people want to watch the recording that we did with Diane McCann, that's on the blog page as well. So Adair's asked, have you noticed changes in the metaphysical world over the last 30 to 40 years? Good question. Thanks, Adair.
Well, I came into the spiritual world on the tails of the hippie realm, which I was not a hippie. I had my car and I was more interested in dragging up and down the main street of Stansbury in my car, Sloopy, my FE, a red and white Holden with its tail strips hanging out the back. That was me. So then I moved into that spiritual realm after I'd had Mel in 73, and that was when I started homeward bound. In the 70s, in the 80s, everything was very cathartic, and if you did rebirthing, you could be running around in the nutty, and there was all sorts of mind-blowing things. You could get texters, and this is when we did NLP. We all got texters, and we were all writing all over people, and then they just had to sit there and say nothing, and you could basically do whatever you wanted to with them in a non-exploitative way, I better add. And it was amazing. Then we moved into the crystal wave, and people were very serious about their spiritual journey, and there were a lot of gurus, and that's where I probably came unstuck in the 2000s. And I thought, I don't want to be a guru, and I just can't do this anymore. I let it go. But I noticed in the last 10 years, the shift is immense. It's people now want to find their roots. They're not so much interested in learning spirituality as a discipline. They're interested in learning it because they've got anxieties and all the fear-based stuff that's coming at us from the media. People want to hang on to something, and they're moving into this spiritual realm where they can feel love for self and acceptance for self. So the giddy heyday is gone, and we're moving now into this heart-centered, deep, profound. It is okay to be me, and I don't have to be an Instagram model. I can just be me, and people are searching. They're hungry for it.
Absolutely, yeah. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing that perspective. And just briefly, when you sold Crystal Wave, you retired for a year.
Yes, I retired.
But that didn't work.
It lasted for a year. I lost my direction. I've lost my direction many times in life. I've been down so many paths. Lots of them have been dead ends too, but there is a theme running through it, and it's called retail.
Yeah. And it changes with the times.
It does.
So, Deirdre O'Brien.
Hello, Deirdre. Hello.
Yeah, she said, hello, Remi. It's been years, and you look so young. Me and Jasmine came to your shop when Cheryl Lee Harnish did a
I remember.
Fair. We've bought many items from your lovely shop. Lovely of you, Sue, doing this show in honour of Remi.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Absolute
And
pleasure.
Jasmine with her horses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had amazing things happen up here, Sue. We've had Scott Alexander King did everybody's spirit guides one night. He had panthers walking around up here and lions. We had Cheryl Lee Harnish from Canada. She did the Return to Spirit deck. We have had a lot of wonderful guests up here.
Yeah. So it's the spiritual heart, isn't it? It really is the heart of everything. So please, if you haven't already been to Carpe Diem, come on down, support this amazing space, and utilize it. Just sit and enjoy the energy of the crystals, and pop up and say hello to the rest of the team as well, and have a cuppa with Remi, because you're always open for a cuppa.
I am. Also now that Mel and Emma are here, they've taken over a lot of the work, and Jessie and all the tribe, Rachel and Pam and Vicky, and I hope I haven't forgotten anybody. It's my time now to indulge.
Absolutely, and you deserve it. And yeah, the space is really, really beautiful, and I'm grateful that I just kind of came into the shop a few weeks ago and just inquired if there was any opportunity to have a space, and I had no idea at the time whether there was anything available. One thing led to another, and I've been there for a week and a half and absolutely loving it.
Week and a half, it feels like a lifetime.
I know. I have that effect on people. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a wonderful thing. Wonderful.
Oh dear, thank you. So what else have we got down here? Where do you advertise those guests, Remi?
I think mainly on Facebook, but we've got our website, carpediemwithremi.com.au, and everything is on there if you want to just tune in. But Mel she puts everything on the events on the Facebook, and so it's also on the, on the profile page of Carpe Diem with Remi. That's what the Facebook page is called. Yeah. And we've got our newsletter downstairs. When people pop in, they can take our little brochure and everybody's flyers.
That's right. And also you're on the Enlightened Tribe Global Wellness Directory now as well. So you're part of that, which is at sushaw.com.au. And all the events will also be posted up there as well. So any events and workshops that are happening, that's when beautiful Jesse will help us and get that sorted, I'm sure. So he's an absolute star on the computer and helping you out there. So yeah, that's pretty much everything we have got time for tonight. So how did you feel? Did you enjoy yourself?
I think I've opened a new door, and I thank you for that opportunity, Sue. I've been given this opportunity before, and I've just said, no, what would I talk about? My story is just so practical and down to earth. And you just said, come and join and we'll have a chat. And I thought, well, I can talk. I can talk the leg off the table. So here I am.
Well, I look forward to seeing you doing some little live videos with some different chats to your crystals and other products and things that you've got in the shop, and showing the space and everything. Like, I know that you just take everything on board because you seize the day.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much. It's an absolute delight to have you here and to know you. So yeah,
the feeling's mutual, and thank you everybody for all your love and support tonight. I was a bit trepidatious. I am so grateful for all of my friends for this business and my past. You are all in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone. It's been great to have you all here, and please share the replay when we put that on the website in the next few days. So have a fantastic night, everybody, and see you next week. Namaste.